Mexico is located in North America, but culturally, it is considered part of Latin America due to its Spanish heritage and indigenous influences. It borders the United States to the north, Guatemala and Belize to the south, and is bathed by the Pacific Ocean to the west and the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea to the east. Its capital, Mexico City, is the political and cultural heart of the country. With about 129.2 million inhabitants, estimate of 2023, Mexico is the 10th most populous country in the world, according to data from the World Bank and the UN. The population is concentrated in urban areas, highlighting Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey, which are among the largest cities in the country. Mexico has made progress in education, with an adult literacy rate of approximately 95.4%, UNESCO 2020, reflecting efforts to universalize basic education. School attendance in primary is nearly universal, 97.7%, and in lower secondary reaches 80% for men and 90 per 100 for women. However, only 36% of adults between 25 and 64 years have completed secondary education, one of the lowest rates among OECD countries. As for higher education, about 11.7% of the adult population has completed a degree, with higher prevalence in urban areas, 14%, than in rural areas, 3.7%. These numbers indicate progress, but challenges persist, especially in rural and low-income regions. The official language of Mexico is Spanish, spoken by about 98% of the population. Also, the country recognizes 68 indigenous languages as national languages, including Nahuatl, Mayan, and Zapotec, reflecting its rich cultural diversity. Education and media value linguistic diversity, but Spanish predominates in formal interactions and daily life. Mexico has the 14th largest economy in the world. IMF 2023, GDP of approximately 1.5 trillion US dollars. It is a developing economy, driven by sectors like the automotive industry, manufacturing, tourism, and oil. The country is one of the largest exporters of vehicles and electronics, benefiting from trade agreements like the USMCA, Mexico-US-Canada Treaty. Tourism is also crucial, with destinations like Cancun, Tulum, and the pyramids of Teotihuacan attracting millions of visitors annually. And if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. The Day of the Dead is one of the most emblematic and vibrant celebrations in Mexico, held annually on November 1st and 2nd. Far from being an occasion of mourning or sadness, this festivity is an explosion of colors, music, flavors, and joy, where Mexicans celebrate life, honor their departed loved ones, and strengthen the bonds between the world of the living and the dead. This tradition, deeply rooted in the Mesoamerican worldview and blended with elements of Catholicism, reflects the unique perspective of the Mexican people on death. Not as an end, but as a continuation, a natural stage of existence. The Day of the Dead has roots dating back over 3,000 years in the pre-Hispanic cultures of the Aztec, Mayan, and other Mesoamerican groups. For these civilizations, death was not feared, but seen as part of the cycle of life. The Aztecs, for example, dedicated the month of Mictlantecuhtli to the goddess Mictecacihuatl, the Lady of Death, celebrating the deceased with offerings and rituals. With the arrival of Spanish colonizers in the 16th century and the imposition of Catholicism, this tradition was syncretized with All Saints' Day, November 1st, and All Souls' Day, November 2nd. The result is a unique celebration that combines indigenous elements like altars, offerings, and decorated skulls with Christian practices like prayers for the dead. Unlike other cultures that associate death with mourning and melancholy, in Mexico, the Day of the Dead is an opportunity to celebrate the memory of those who have passed. The central belief is that, on these days, the souls of the deceased return to the world of the living to be with their families. This spiritual connection is celebrated with joy, as Mexicans see death as a friend, not an enemy. The figure of the Catrina, a stylish skull created by the artist Jose Guadalupe Posada, symbolizes this irreverent and festive attitude, mocking the idea that death is something to be feared. The joy of the Day of the Dead is expressed through its visual, culinary, and musical elements. Families build offerings, colorful altars decorated with simpatico flowers, marigolds that guide souls with their scent, candles that light the way, and photos of the deceased that personalize the tribute. These altars also include items of the loved ones enjoyed in life, like toys for children, tequila for adults, or even cigarettes, reinforcing the idea that the celebration is personalized and full of affection. Food plays a central role. The pan de muerto, a sweet bread decorated with shapes resembling bones, is a delicious symbol of the festivity. The favorite dishes of the deceased, like mole, tamales, and sweets, are placed on the offerings and shared among the living. The sugar skulls, decorated with colorful icing, are another icon, representing the sweetness of life even in the face of death. These culinary elements not only celebrate the palate, but also reinforce the idea of communion between generations. The festivities include parades, music, and dances. In cities like Oaxaca and Pátzcuaro, the streets fill with people with faces painted as skulls, dressed in colorful costumes, dancing to the rhythm of mariachis or local bands. These events are marked by laughter, shared stories, and a sense of community, showing that honoring the dead is also celebrating life. The joy of the Day of the Dead comes from its philosophical perspective. Death is not the opposite of life, but its continuation. Mexicans believe that the deceased remain present in spirit, and the celebration is a way to keep that connection alive. Instead of crying, families tell funny stories about their loved ones, recall their achievements, and celebrate their personalities. This attitude reflects the cultural resilience of Mexico, which transforms the inevitability of death into an opportunity for unity and happiness. Another factor that makes the celebration joyful is its inclusive nature. Children participate by painting their faces, making crafts, or eating sweets, while adults prepare the altars and organize the festivities. Tourists are also welcome, especially in destinations like San Miguel de Allende, where Mexican hospitality shines by sharing this tradition. The universality of the celebration, everyone, after all, faces death, creates a sense of belonging and collective joy. The Day of the Dead has transcended Mexico's borders, gaining worldwide recognition, especially after the animation Coco, 2017 by Pixar, which introduced the celebration to a global audience. The UNESCO declared the celebration as intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2008, recognizing its importance as a cultural expression. In many countries, Mexican and non-Mexican communities adopt elements of the celebration, like altars and skulls, adapting them to their own contexts. Mexico is a destination that combines stunning paradisiacal beaches with historic cities that tell millenary stories, offering a unique travel experience. Mexico is blessed with over 9,000 kilometers of coastline, bathed by the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, where some of the most beautiful beaches on the planet are found. Cancun in the Riviera Maya is famous for its crystal-clear turquoise waters and white sands, perfect for diving, snorkeling, and relaxation. Nearby, Tulum combines idyllic beaches with Mayan ruins by the sea, offering an experience that blends nature and history. Playa del Carmen, also in the Riviera Maya, is known for its vibrant atmosphere, with bars and restaurants by the sea. In the Pacific, Puerto Vallarta enchants with its bays surrounded by mountains and unforgettable sunsets, while Los Cabos in Baja California impresses with rock formations like the Arch of Cabo San Lucas. These beaches attract millions of tourists annually, with an infrastructure of luxury resorts and activities like boat tours, whale watching, and water sports, all under a tropical climate that can reach 38 degrees in summer. Mexico's historic cities are a journey into the rich pre-Hispanic and colonial heritage. Mexico City, the capital, hosts the archaeological site of Templo Mayor, heart of the Aztec Empire Empire, an imposing metropolitan cathedral, built over indigenous ruins. Oaxaca is a cultural treasure, with its colorful markets, the archaeological zone of Monte Alban, and the artisanal production of mezcal. Guanajuato, with its colorful alleys and historic mines, reflects the colonial past, while San Miguel de Allende enchants with its Baroque architecture and vibrant festivals. Mérida in Yucatan is the gateway to Chichen Itza, one of the seven wonders of the world, with the iconic pyramid of Kukulkan. These cities preserve traditions like the Day of the Dead and offer a rich gastronomy with tacos, mole, tamales. Mexico is unique for balancing the relaxation of beaches with the cultural depth of its historic cities. A traveler can start the day exploring the ruins of Teotihuacan and end relaxing on the beaches of Cancun. Mexican hospitality, with its joy and human warmth, makes the experience even more special. Whether diving in sacred cenotes or walking through colonial plazas, Mexico offers a journey that celebrates life, history, and nature. And if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Mexican cuisine and the passion for chili, even in fruits. Mexican cuisine is one of the richest and most celebrated in the world, recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2010. A history that blends indigenous traditions, Spanish colonial influences, and touches of other cultures. It is characterized by intense flavors, vibrant colors, and a singular passion for chilies, which Mexicans incorporate even into fruits. Its iconic dishes, the characteristic use of chilies, and a culture of a people that celebrates life through food, with emphasis on the peculiar practice of combining chili with fruits. The foundation of Mexican cuisine. Mexican cuisine has its roots in the native ingredients that sustained civilizations like the Aztecs and Mayans for millennia. Corn, beans, avocado, tomato, cacao, and chilies. Corn is a cornerstone of the diet. Transformed into tortillas, the base of dishes like tacos, enchiladas, and quesadillas. Pozole, a corn stew with meat, is a festive dish, while tamales, made of corn dough filled and cooked in banana or corn leaves, are essential in celebrations. Beans, often served refried, are a constant accompaniment, rich in protein and flavor. Chilies are the soul of Mexican cuisine, used fresh, dried, ground, or in sauces. Varieties like jalapeno, moderately spicy, serrano, hotter, chipotle, smoked jalapeno, and habanero, extremely spicy, add layers of flavor. Mole, a complex sauce with up to 30 ingredients, including chilies and chocolate, is an icon, with prominence of mole poblano from Puebla, which balances sweet, salty, and spicy. Other classic dishes include child's rellenos, pepper stuffed with cheese or meat, fried in batter, and ceviche, typical of coastal regions, with fish marinated in lemon and chili. The Spanish influence brought rice, wheat, pork, and dairy, which integrated with indigenous traditions. Dishes like carnitas, slow-cooked pork, and barbacoa, meat roasted in underground ovens, reflect this fusion. Desserts like flan, rice pudding, and churros with hot chocolate show the sweetness of Mexican cuisine, while drinks like tequila, mezcal, and horchata, made from rice and cinnamon, complement meals. During the Day of the Dead, the Pan de Muerto, a sweet bread decorated with bone shapes, and sugar skulls. Skulls made of sugar are festive symbols, often with a spicy touch. In Mexico, chili is more than a condiment. It is a cultural expression and a symbol of vitality. Mexicans consume chilies in practically every meal, whether in sauces like salsa verde with tomatillo and jalapeno, or salsa roja with tomato and dried chili, or sprinkled directly on dishes. Tolerance for spiciness varies, but many Mexicans see the heat as a way to awaken the senses and celebrate life. This passion is so deep that chilies appear even in desserts and fruits, a practice that surprises visitors but is common in Mexico. A unique feature of Mexican cuisine is the use of chili with fruits, a combination that reflects the boldness and creativity of the people. In markets and streets, it is common to find vendors offering mangoes, pineapples, watermelons, and jicamas, a crunchy tuber sprinkled with chili powder, like the popular Tajín, a blend of chili, salt, and dehydrated lime. This sweet, sour, spicy combination is refreshing, especially in warm climates, and enhances the natural flavors of the fruits. For example, a slice of mango with Tajín offers a perfect balance between the sweetness of the fruit, the acidity of the lime, and the heat of the chili. Now tell me, did you enjoy traveling hand in hand with me through this country? Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like to see the next videos. Until next time, and thanks for watching.